All right, welcome everyone to the Hot Sauce number 186, presented live on February 3rd. The Hot Sauce is the longest running news show in the EOS ecosystem and the only place where you can get all your weekly EOS updates in less than 25 minutes. My name is Stephane, I'm one of the co-founders of EOS Nations. We're one of the top block producers in the game, and I'm excited to be your host for today. We've got a lot of updates. We're talking Pomelo Chronicles, Pomelo Season 4 analysis, Pomelo Season 5 dates, sneak peek. We've got also fresh off the presses, the ENF Quarterly Report. We've got Yves doing somewhat of a podcast tour going on the bit from Bittrex and an upcoming Binance AMA. We're talking Yield Plus Top Up, IBC and Instant Finality Podcast, a Bitcash app soft launch, and the Dune version 1.1 release. So let's get right into it. Let's get to all of these spicy topics. All right, starting off the show, we're talking Pomelo. So season 4 wrapped up at the end of last year. The analysis article was published just last week. We'll be talking about that in just a bit. Chronicles of Pomelo was published a few days ago as well, getting a bit of more Pomelo lore going on with the NFT adventure. But before we get into that, just want to show you guys kind of some of the latest articles that are up on the Pomelo blog, some of which might be very interesting for you. So here we see the season 4 analysis article, and then, a couple articles about how to promote your grant. So here we got 4 surefire steps for promoting your Pomelo grant. Good to start thinking about that as grant applications for season 5 are going to open up soon enough. What are collections? Another feature that was very popular in season 4 that was just released. I expect this feature to be even more popular this season. Pomelo rules, good to brush up on the rules. Make sure you're not offside on anything. And, a bunch more. Some Pomelo pitch sessions, how to write a clear and direct Pomelo grant, which is very relevant for people who want to prepare, get their drafts up before the grant applications open, which is going to be February 22nd for Pomelo Season 4. So we got some alpha dropped on the fireside earlier this week from Daniel, CEO of Pomelo, shared some news. It's not been officially posted on the Pomelo social media, but those of you who tune into the fireside and the hot sauce, you get a little sneak preview. So the Chronicles of Pomelo, a new dawn. After landing on the moon, our brave Pomelo astronauts have built their bases, started exploring the moon's surface. So for those of you who have been following along the NFT adventure, season 1, we started on Earth, growing our Pomelo tree and harvesting some Pomelos. Then season 2, we explored, found some diamonds, and season 3 started to set our sights on the entire Pomelo universe, trying to launch into outer space. We landed on the moon on season 4. What's gonna happen season 5? You'll be getting some knowledge about that in this article. Chapter 1, a strange encounter. What is this green glowing artifact that we found? Chapter 2, retrieving the artifact. So I encourage you guys to go on there, read that article for some fun Pomelo Chronicles lore. The season 5 NFT sale has begun, so the artifacts are now on sale. I'm just gonna go ahead and buy my maximum allocation for a 12-hour period. There we go. The purchase is done. Very easy. And then also, you can do this on harvest.pomelo.io. You can also craft various NFTs here. Make sure to craft your Pomelo Season 4 moon bases to qualify for the Pomelo astronaut snapshot that's going to be happening when Pomelo Season 4 grant owners can claim their matching funds, which is going to be soon. Definitely stay tuned to the Pomelo Twitter account for the exact release date for those things. And if you're having fun with NFTs, also check out pool.pomelo.io. Allows you to convert your NFTs, your non-fungible tokens, into fungible tokens, and then why not deposit those fungible tokens into a liquidity pool, for example, with EOS and Robot NFTs, earning right now 50% APY for those who provide some liquidity for these NFTs. All right. And then before moving on from Pomelo, I want to quickly go over the Pomelo Season 4 analysis matching pool distribution article. Here, we kind of highlights what we look for during the analysis. What did we find? There's a few grants that were disqualified this season, but not as many as last season. And some grants had their matching allocations adjusted due to donations that do not qualify based on the Pomelo rules. So 4 grants here had their matching allocation reduced by 83 to 99%. 3 of them had reduced from 44 to 62%. And another 3 from 15 to 26. In total, there was almost $100,000 that was redistributed to grants that played by the Pomelo rules from those that didn't. So that actually is a lower amount than last season. And the Cybele team at Pomelo noticed fewer attacks on the system. So that's great to see. People are realizing the best way to play the Pomelo game is to play it legitimately and just think of a great public good you can offer, and you'll get funding through Pomelo. Some note on the self-donations rule should be checked out from people. And then here we got the top 10 grants by matching allocations with the new adjusted numbers. And if we scroll down to number 9, Hot Sauce Amplified, our grant for Pomelo. Thank you everyone that supports the show. Without your contributions here, we couldn't do this show. And so we finished 9th on the matching allocations ranking, which is great. This is more than we were allocated last season, so love to see that progress. But also number of unique contributors, 105, which is actually number 1 this season for number of contributors. So thank you very much for the wide support for people who listen to this show in English. There's also the Chinese version of the Hot Sauce. We also publish a written Korean digest of it as well. So thank you everyone across all our communities that have supported the Hot Sauce. All right, so while we're still kind of talking about NFTs, of course you can always win some party crackers when you help promote the show. So get out there on Twitter, like, retweet, sub, do all the things. Join the Bounty Block contest, bblk.io/EOS Nation. If you help us, share the Hot Sauce, we'll reward you with some fun NFTs, and maybe you'll find something very valuable in your party cracker. There's more. There's other contests as well going on right now. There's the Lunar contest from the ENF that's about to wrap up in just a few days. If you're watching this live or this weekend, get in there, bblk.io/ENF. We're looking for some feedback on a variety of EOS topics. What do you think of them? And in exchange, we'll give you some fun Lunar New Year NFTs with maybe some EOS prizes included in there as well. So just wanted to show you got nice participation for this contest. 223 unique EOS accounts participated in the English version of the contest. We got 288 in the Chinese version. So that's awesome to see. All right, let's check out the chat. Who do we have in the chat? We got Max and Moro with some spicy emojis in there. Lisa, Yarrow, Daniel, thanks for joining everyone. Hope you're enjoying this spicy version of the Hot Sauce. All right, moving on to the ENF Quarterly Report for Q4 of 2022. So this was just released a few days ago. There's a nice note, a message from the CEO. I invite you guys to read from Yves Larose. And then, but today I'm actually going to go scroll through this quarterly report. Let's see what we can find in here. So of course, at the top here, we've got the note from Yves. We got a little note on the mission of the EOS Network Foundation. We've got some nice pictures from the events from this year. We've got a progress report here, a nice team picture of the marketing team. We'll be talking about more about the ENF marketing team later today. ENF socials by the numbers, 31 blog posts, 45 videos, 22 hours of fireside chats, 400 tweets, 1.6 million impressions, 8% increase in Twitter followers. Good stuff. We got some milestones highlighted. The MOU with the city of Busan, the EOS Network Ventures. Here we got a nice graphic of the structure of the EOS Network capital. So check that out if that's still not super clear to you. We had the USDT exchange listing on Binance. There were some hackathons. There were conferences. There were virtual events. There's, of course, a lot of community funding flowing through the ENF. Pomelo Season 4, we talked about that. Pomelo Season 5 coming up in this quarter. Here we got some nice, actually, graphics from Pomelo. Kind of sees the distribution of the types of projects that are getting funded. What's really cool to see here, though, in my opinion, is the geographical distribution of where the money went. So we see that East Asia, Europe, and North America kind of fairly even in the 20-25% range. And then we got Latin America actually also getting a nice chunk of this pie. And then Southeast Asia, Middle East, Africa, Oceania also getting some funding. So it's great to see such global distribution of people working on public goods for EOS. The direct grant framework, of course, is still ongoing. We've got some more cool visualizations about what's going on with these grants. So for example, here we got a nice list of grants and completed milestones and then remaining milestones as well. Of course, there's a lot of ecosystem initiatives. Yield Plus still raging on. We'll be talking more about that today, actually. Recover Plus, EOS EVM, Haifa DAO, the EOS Support Partnership, the GEMS Partnership. Hey, that's us. D-Boost Partnership. And so a lot of partners that the ENF, is working with in the EOS ecosystem. So that's great to see. In terms of technical developments, of course, a lot going on there. The Project Health Report Scorecard, which is new recently, really helps visualize all of this stuff. There's some GitHub project management aspects as well, the documentation portal, the Learn Hub. And in terms of technical developments, we've got CDT 3.1, Leap 3.2, the OCI partnership, of course, a key partner to the ENF. And in terms of Antelope Coalition developments, of course, lots going on there as well. Web client SDKs from Graymass, instant finality, inter-blockchain communication, RAM limitations RFP, peer-to-peer discovery RFP. And finally, here we've got the ENF operations financial overview. So we got the big number here, almost $8 million in Q4 spending. And what makes sense to me actually is that the grants and the core code development are two of the biggest buckets, right? So the grants is obviously funding that's going out back into the EOS community. And then the core development, of course, paying for those critical upgrades, such as the, pretty sure, EOS EVM, IBC, instant finality, all of that good stuff. So there you go. All the links, of course, of everything we're covering today in the show can be found in the show notes below. So if you want to go read through more of these sections, we encourage you to do so. All right, we got lots of stories left, not much time. Let's keep it going. Yves Larose, CEO of the EOS Network Foundation, has been going on a little of a podcast tour recently. Sat down with Bittrex Global on their podcast, TheBit. But perhaps more exciting is the upcoming EOS AMA with Yves Larose on the Binance Live channel. There's $5,000 of EOS up for grabs. If you want to get in there, submit your questions, you can earn some of that money. So that's very exciting. All right. Before we move on actually to some other topics, I wanted to talk a bit about the ENF marketing team. So that's a topic we addressed on the fireside. We had Brandon read out a nice comment that he made on that topic earlier in the week in the ENF Telegram chat. And then we had Patty Fisher, Chief Marketing Officer for ENF, kind of come in and share what they're doing and explain what each team member on the ENF in terms of marketing is doing these days. So I'm actually just gonna quickly read out, shout out some of the members on the ENF marketing teams in terms of communications and marketing. And if you want to learn more about what these people are doing, I invite you to listen to this week's Fireside. So in terms of communications, we've got, of course, Zach Gall, the Chief Communications Officer. There's also Beatrice Wang, the Community Manager for the Asian Pacific communities, and Brandon Lovejoy and Liam Buckley as Communications Manager. In terms of pure marketing, we've got, of course, Patty Fisher, Chief Marketing Officer. There's Julie Tedesco, Senior Events Manager. Valerie Sindal, Director of Digital Marketing. Winfred, Senior Growth Marketing Manager. And Jason Fullmines, Director of Marketing Operations. So if you want to learn more about what these people are doing, I invite you to check out the fireside from this week. All right, and why not another reminder to like and retweet. Here we go. Boom, like, retweet, love it. Thanks, guys. All right, next up, we got Yield Plus top up. So after 5 months of monitoring the effectiveness of Yield Plus, it's clear that the EOS DeFi Liquidity Incentive Program is working. Given the success of Yield Plus, the EOS Network Foundation has decided to contribute an additional 300,000 EOS to extend the program. Great stuff. So those of you out there earning yield on a variety of DeFi protocols on EOS, you can rejoice and know that your increased yields are going to continue for longer. All right, and now for some more technical topics, we've got a nice podcast that was released this week talking about inter-blockchain communication, IBC, and instant finality, IF. What are they? What do they mean for Antelope IO? So we had engineers from the EOS Network Foundation and the UX network meet and discuss how these protocols work together. Jason Lovejoy was kind of hosting the event, asking great questions and making sure us non-technical people can still follow along at least somewhat. Brendan actually talked a bit more about the podcast and what he enjoyed on the fireside this week. Again, the links are below. Encourage you guys to maybe check that out if you want a 5-minute overview. And then if not, well, you've got more than an hour of content that you can listen all about the great technical improvements that are coming to the Antelope ecosystem via IBC and IF. And here's the link to the fireside chat. All right, also on the fireside chat this week, we had Dune from Bitcash share with us their soft launch for their app. So I'm just gonna play this real quickly. It's on 2x speed, but it does show how nice of a user experience this app provides for users. Here we can see, doing a transaction on the EOS network. You can also purchase crypto directly from this app. You can also store it in a variety of stable coins based on where you are in the world. If you want to hold in your local currency, you can do that. And perhaps most interesting, or what I find very interesting, is that you can buy these directly from a bunch of OnRamper, which is a on-ramp aggregator. First time I hear about that, actually. And then this aggregator allows you to purchase from a lot of different locations around the world. But what's also very peer-to-peer section for this app, allowing users to buy and sell crypto directly from each other. Here you can see, he's signed his face scan from Face ID, so that's all integrated in the app. And it's good stuff. So thank you very much, June, for coming on the far side, sharing those project updates with us. And for those of you out to June on Telegram at MirRiverCap, and or watch the fireside for more information about what their team is all up to. All right, to wrap it up here, we've got two quick hitting technical topics. Wow, okay.
Just 2 aces.
There we go. Sorry about that, guys. All right. Every week, the Antelope Coalition meets to discuss the latest developments around this important piece of infrastructure. This week's discussion included Scalability Plus update, IBC deployment vote, peer discovery, and more. So just wanted to remind everyone that these Antelope Coalition videos are these meetings and videos are happening every week. And while we may not talk about them on the show every week, they're definitely always happening, and you can check them out on the EOS Network Foundation YouTube channel. And then finally, to wrap it up, Dune version 1.1 has been released. So Dune is the tool to abstract over leap programs, CDT, and other services tools to perform the functions of node management, compiling smart contracts, running tests, and other common tasks required to develop on Antelope blockchains. What does that mean exactly? That means that these improvements are crucial for onboarding new developers to the Antelope ecosystem. So that's great to hear. All right, that's gonna wrap it up for us today. Hope you're having a good weekend or weekday or evening, wherever you are, whenever you are watching this. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sharing on social media. Hope you have a good week, and we'll see you again next week.